said,
I mean, it
you know,
was
Mike, I'm too old to be doing this. He goes, I feel like I'm too old. You know, I mean, it was a project. So my neck was, it's still a little sore, not bad. Yes, yeah, right in there. But, you know, I thought no worse for the wear, but I know what you're talking about, Cliff.
Oh, so they've been sitting on it all this time?
Oh, they dug all the gravel.
Spend all that time in the gym and you think you're.
I know it.
You go dig some bushes.
No. Wow.
It's really true.
Yeah,
You know,
I
you
love
use
that. I
different
know it sounds
muscles.
crazy, but I just love
It's a
that little
joke.
cemetery,
And Wegman's just laughing at it.
back there. Yeah, it's so peaceful.
Oh, she's young. She can
My
get
dad
away
was-
with that.
She
Yeah.
doesn't get those.
used to be a cowboy and train horses. I know. I know. But if you saw it,
You do display
you
cold.
would understand how beautiful it is.
Yesterday, you had to be
It's got
freezing.
horses.
I was cool. I had
That's
pants
why
on, I thought, gosh.
My dad was a horse, you know, he loved horses and he used to train horses.
So look
So I
at,
was
so
like,
like
yeah,
call
this
to
is
order,
easy.
and then I do
And oddly
attendance,
enough,
and then
we
a
carried
motion to
my
approve the
mother-in-law
minutes and
on
roll
top.
call. And then right here, it's just motion to place the reports on file, and then roll call. And then
Yes,
right here,
yes, they can.
motion for adjournment, and then you just do a voice vote.
Here I am.
There's no resolutions or anything today, is
Yeah,
there?
we're easy peasy.
Yes, you probably have never heard anyone say that.
The minutes, if you-
Oh, the,
But I've said stranger things.
I'll do that to yours next time.
Look how much room I
Make
take.
myself a cheat sheet, that's the only way.
That's it.
That's why I know.
I know.
I made a call. Before and asked him to take care of the entrance to.
I like your glasses, Karen.
Yep, that was weekend.
I need new ones.
It'll be a car show.
I gotta get to the eye doctor.
No,
I like those.
not you.
Yeah, I keep dropping mine. They're like dented and chipped
I'll keep you.
because these are prescription.
My mom just had her cataracts done.
Oh.
in one eye. And she has to go
Did
back.
she get the lens in?
Yes, and I don't know much about that.
Oh, my girlfriend did it.
I just like,
She said it's amazing. She says she would have done it a long time ago if she knew she could see this well.
because she said she did really well during the day. But at night, when the lights on in the house,
Too bright.
too bright. She said she had to put the sunglass things
Yeah,
on
yeah.
then.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I thought was like, you would think the sunlight would be brighter than, and that's not what bothered her.
No, no, I hear it's amazing now.
Most of my friends aren't old enough to do that, but I
Be happy to tell you if I know. Yeah, that's one thing. I've been lucky. I've never needed glasses for distance. I just started using reading glasses about 10 years ago. Oh, dear, nice. That's perfect.
I woke up right before I was 50 years old. I woke up and I looked at my phone and I said, odd, why is everything blurry on the phone?
Oh, that's hysterical.
She goes, Cliff,
Or you need more light. You know, you say, it's kind of dark in here. I need light on here.
blurry. She goes, Cliffy, that ain't your phone. pal."
I saw a cartoon and it said, when I'm in the car, I turn up the radio so that I can see better. Doesn't work.
Wish I can just fall asleep on command.
Sure it does. I put on my glasses so I can hear you better.
Time to mute. Mute Davis.
That's not possible, is it?
Yeah, he's muted.
Chris, it looks like you had some nice pictures posted with your family. Where did you go someplace?
Everywhere.
Bicycling.
Yeah, we went, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota,
Oh, that's right. You did the loop up. Yep.
Wow.
Duluth, Minneapolis,
Wow.
lacrosse. Couple hours driving a day for about 9 days. But it was longer than that because we never took a straight route anywhere. It was great.
How
It was
wonderful.
green, a little wet up there, but green.
Oh, lovely.
We got back here and it was dry, but of course,
But now it's green.
that's changing.
Yeah, that's changing.
Yeah, it was a perfect vacation, rained at night,
Oh,
great during the day.
that's
I think
perfect.
at this point, my lawn is so dead. There's no amount of water. It's going to bring it
Next
back.
year. That's the good news. No more mowing.
It was such a wonderful summer, though.
That's
It was
great.
hot.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the 70s. I don't know why. It just did.
But it always seemed great in the 70s.
It did seem great in the 70s when I was a kid.
Yeah, you were only 8 or something.
Yeah.
All right, if it's 9 o'clock and we have quorum, let's call the meeting, of the Human Services Committee of September 9th to order. Do we have to do a roll call attendance?
Alan? Ferrero? Davis?
Davis here.
Here.
Lewis?
Burgess. Burgess, Leonard, Davis, Hoshite. We have 4. We have quorum. Okay, could I have a motion for the approval of the minutes of August 12th? Bill, John, any discussion on those? Seeing none? All in favor?
Need roll call.
Roll
on
call
that?
on those?
Ferrero? Davis?
Davis, yes.
Yes.
Lewis? Leonard?
Yes.
Sturgis?
Yes. Public comment, we don't have anybody in the audience here, and I don't believe we have anybody online.
No.
Correct? Okay. Do we have anyone online for monthly financial reports?
No.
No, those will be on file. Jake, are you on for Veterans Assistance Commission?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hey, Jake, how are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
Doing very well, and thank you for your email last night.
You're welcome. For the Veterans Assistance Commission, we're talking about the month of July here. The average days pending for our compensation claims, as well as the average Illinois veterans compensation claims and the average Illinois veterans pension claim, are hovering between 94 and 98 days. Our pension claims, though, are about they're 61.2 days, so almost a month or a little more than a month faster than the VA's average in Illinois. 9,510 claims pending total in the state of Illinois, with 147 of those in our current inventory. We filed 25 disability compensation claims, 1 application for VA pension, 2 applications for dependency indemnity compensation, 4 survivors pension claims, 7 applications for VA healthcare, all of which were approved, I might add, and then 4 appeals on previously denied benefits, with 161 forms completed total. In July, our clients received $210,800 new benefits. We had no financial assistance expenditures, and I'd be happy to take any questions that you might have.
Any questions for Jake? Comments? I might add that if I'm not mistaken, did the chairman read a letter recently praising Jake's performance and the performance of his team? Is that correct? Jacob, well done as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Department of Human Resources, Sylvia.
Good morning, everyone. We'll start with the Blue Cross Blue Shield invoice. As you can see, it's $1,328,279,000. The adjustment of 217, I believe, is the stop loss credit that Michael Baker had referenced last month. Any questions on that?
It'd just be so much nicer if that came back as a check that we could see rather than a credit. I'm
So-
joking. I'm being sarcastic.
Well, we should talk about that just for a second in regards to the IPBC and the letter that we sent out last month. We are expecting to get a credit from IPBC. It won't occur until after they do their final audit in November. And I did send them a letter in what Michael and I projected as a credit. And we are saying that perhaps that's in the range of about 600,000. So hopefully that will all play out.
Thank you.
Waiting to hear from them.
Mark, can you go back one slide on this? If I'm not mistaken, are we, Bill and Sylvia, in your opinion, what were our average monthly bills when we were with the cooperative?
About 1,800,000
Okay, so I think,
on an average.
I think that we're trending back to normal coming out of the COVID slump, if you will.
We
But
are,
still, these are significantly, even without the credit on here, we're
absolutely
showing significantly less than it was.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
If we move on to the next, it's MERP. We have 54 people on MERP. I don't know if those on the phone or anybody in the room received their packets that I
Yes.
sent out for open enrollment. I really have to give a big shout out to my team. That was a horrendous endeavor in trying to get marketing communication from the benefit administration folks because they weren't done. I mean, we won't go live. So I had to work really closely with them on getting marketing material, and then manually assembly lining all of the team to fill all those packets. So kudos to them. And I'm glad that's all out. So open enrollment will be from 10/1 to 10/30. We will have virtual open enrollment. If everyone on the phone and everyone can make sure that in conversation, they encourage everyone to understand that you will have to go in and elect your benefits in order to have them be in the benefit administration system. So we'll communicate that via the computer and over, but I'll take all the help I can get in communicating that.
Bill, when did you get yours in the mail? Sylvia had asked me. to
I
let
got
know.
mine yesterday.
I
Okay,
as well.
And, you know, I read it over thoroughly and I thought it was very clear. You know, the key thing is people have to realize, even if you're not changing anything, you have to get in there and enroll and pick your plan again. So I think that's the key point.
It is.
and Sylvia, you had asked me, Gilbert's is typically, I mean, we're a smaller post office still, so
Okay.
we're typically
We
2
didn't get
days
it.
behind the rest of the world.
Okay.
And I did, and Sylvia asked me yesterday, I said, I've not received mine, so if you got
Yes.
yours, it's right
Thank
here.
you. I got mine yesterday as well, so. And again, it is only for medical, dental, and vision that you need to go onto the benefit administration system. If it is any of the other benefits, like your 457B, you will do that with HR manually. Terminations, as you can see, there were 2 terminations. So there haven't been a whole bunch. Applicants, we have been so busy in HR. Oh my goodness, 207 applications have come through. One of the things that I had mentioned before, and I want to touch on again, is that we worked with IT to do our onboarding in a virtual manner as well. And we're still working on that. We're piloting that program with JJC, Lisa Ost, and the sheriff. So employees do most of their onboarding and their acknowledgements for policies online. And that seems to be coming along fairly well. So we're excited about that. New hires, as you can see, there were a total of 15 new hires. Any questions? Okay, and then on to the training for sexual harassment. We are really doing well in that. We have until the end of the year, and as you can see, many people have done that online. So we're moving a lot of our practices to having people be able to pull what they need and push to them what is important. So again, this training report for sexual harassment clearly identifies that we've had a lot of people be able to do that. And then if we could go on to the general order for the holiday calendar for 2021, Clint Hall and Chris Lawson have both approved this. This is just housekeeping so that everyone's aware that this will be going out to our employees for the 2021 holiday schedule. On
So
to,
still on that
yes.
last one,
yes,
so we have an election coming up in November.
yes.
Is there a spring election?
That's for municipalities.
Municipality, so that's not a
On the-
holiday
Correct.
like the, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Workman's comp. We continue to be very diligent in this and work in mitigating impact. As you can see, we continue to trend in a positive fashion. I won't go into every report. They're there for you to review if you like. If you go on to the second one, you can see where most incidents occurred from 12/1. And it really is current date. JJC, as you can see, is where a lot of things occur naturally, but we work with the reporting and the department to make sure that it's safe and it isn't things that are foolishly left in the wrong place and people trip over them or something. So we continue to mitigate that. And then if you go on to page 3, the top 5 locations where the losses were reported and the total incurred. You see the sheriff, Division of Transportation. You can see for yourself where most of these things occur. But you can see that we continue to flatline, and that really is the kind of trend that you want to see for workman's comp. And then if you move to the executive report for the workers' compensation program for the last 4 years, again, you can see that we're in a decline. Things that honestly take a lot of effort in working with the departments, working with CCMSI, and then having a senior HR generalist, Susan Brown, who oversees and works closely in the workman's comp, as well as Christine Miller, who does the FMLA. And the workman's comp and FMLA really runs concurrently, because if you're on workman's comp, then the Department of Labor has the ruling and compliance that says you run out your FMLA as well. So there are a lot of things that we have to keep an eye on in order to make sure that things are in compliance. All open workers' compensations claim with the oldest is 6/15/2000. Again, trying to close out on those things so that they're not sitting in the books, but another graph that can show you that we continue to move in the positive direction. And I'll just let you go through the rest except for page 6, which says the paid amounts from 2014 to 2020. You can continue to see that we really do work on managing cost, managing claims, and that is a big shout out to all of the elected officials and all of the department heads who have aligned themselves in helping us make this happen. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sylvia, I've got one question for you. On page 27, where you have the top 5
Okay.
locations,
Yes.
on the far, second to the far right column, there's pandemic. And I know judiciary, the court service or judiciary courts had that. What exactly is that?
So one of the things that changed in the rulings with workman's comp and the Department of Labor is that if someone said they had COVID-19 and it was related to their employer, they could file a claim. And so there is one claim that has been filed that way. However, the clarity of that takes a lot of effort. And so without saying too much, we're all making sure that everything is aligned to what is being stated and to what is fact. So
Mhm.
that's what you're recognizing there.
Yes.
Good catch, Bill.
Sylvia, on that, is that just a claim that's been reported or has that been paid out?
No, it's just reported,
Okay. Um,
but you have to have reserves.
I would like significantly more detail on that, please.
And we could do
Okay.
that
And
offline.
we'll offline, absolutely, absolutely. Any other questions? Mark, online?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, and again, guys, you know what, we're gonna clip this at a pretty, good pace this morning. We have a lighter schedule, which month by month, we've been due for a light one. But I don't want to gloss over the efforts for the work comp program. We continue to make enormous strides. Those graphs, I will take those up against any company, private, public, to express how well we've done. I think bringing on the extra staff person from the claims department was a no-brainer, and this is really showing what we've been able to do with that person. Again, work comp is based on frequency and severity. We did have a backlog of older cases that need to be closed out. I think we've just done an excellent job. That's not to say that we're done. We do have a ways to go on this, but you just couldn't put together a better model and see that it actually, comes to fruition. So, thank you.
The Global Financial Tracker, on page 36, you can see that, again, it is a positive trend that we continue to see. And our reserves continue to move into a higher amount, and those are the kinds of things that you want to see. So a lot of good decisions were made that make us move in this direction.
Sylvia, again, this is one of those graphs, slides, spreadsheets, matrix, whatever label you want to put on this. 18 months ago, 24 months ago, when we were conceptualizing how to gather this information and present it to you as a group, this wasn't even built. This wasn't even available. The reports that were needed to get these numbers, to be able to analyze them and take action, didn't exist. And here we are today looking at, oh, ho hum, there's that one again. Without this, I mean, truly, we would be ineffective. So this is, I don't want to glaze over this stuff. This is the meat and potatoes right here, so.
And I have to thank Group Alternatives because when we made the changes, we sat together and discussed some of the things that we wanted to see as far as cost, so that we could be transparent. And Cliff and Michael and myself, we worked at what we thought would be a good transparency of numbers, and I think this is it.
In the corporate world, the new in term is, they look at these things and they say it's a slicer. We're actually able to take and slice up your data and bring it to you. And in my opinion, this is as close as we're going to get to that slicer mentality in a public sector environment that allows us to make some, critical decisions. So.
And page 38, I think, really says a lot of the many positive impacts that have occurred financially. You can see that the per employee per month cost is $1,250 compared to $1,317 when we were with IPBC.
Speaks for itself, yeah.
And the next slide I got from Michael Baker. It is the specialty pharmacy program that he spoke of last month. It applies to the PPO plans only because HMO has not filed with the Department of Insurance. But this program is going to be very, very valuable for our employees because it's going to be a program that gives them a coupon they'll receive, the member will receive a 0 copay on certain drugs. And again, we want to make sure that we're taking care of our employees, that we're coming up with programs that can save them money. And this is definitely going to be a valuable program for our employees.
So when we made the jump, the buzzword that we heard time and time again was disruption. We didn't want to see, or we wanted to minimize the disruption to our employees. This is the absolute opposite of that. This is the smooth over to make sure that that disruption isn't there. And Michael and his entire team heard us loud and clear, and this is the solution that they brought to that problem. And I mean, it is way outside the box and
Yes,
just
and
wonderful.
the other thing is that there's a projected savings with this of 164,000 annually. So,
Better service, less money, win-win.
any questions? Yes,
Bill?
sir.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt again. The one thing that I did want to point out on on page 38, the year-over-year cost, our monthly cost per employee per month is $1,250. If you equate that to an annual savings, we're looking at about $1.3, $1.4 million a year in savings, which is unbelievable because in the health insurance industry, costs are going up, not down. So it was really a good move. I'd like to thank our chairman and Sylvia for all the work they did, because it really is saving the county money. And I think the service is better than it was before, actually.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Could you say that again? Thank you, Bill.
And that concludes my report.
Sylvia, any questions for Sylvia? Mark?
We might have saved enough money to get you a plaque, Cliff.
Yeah, you know what? I love that idea. Sylvia, anything on compliance?
We do have something on compliance that I believe you wanted to talk about, but you wanted to go into executive session for that?
Please.
Okay.
Just a brief executive session, yes. Old business, how are we coming with our mega project? And
Our benefit administration system?
absolutely.
It's going to go live on 10/1. HR, again, has been really, really busy. We are in the middle of continuing to build that platform and making sure that everything that we've provided is actually being built accurately. We're in the middle of testing. We continue to do random audits. And again, we're finding errors because it's human error to go in and create these things. But we'll get hopefully 100% of the glitches out by 10/1, and it'll be virtual open enrollment for our employees and their families, and they can sit together and pick their health benefits. And so I think it's a very exciting time.
So just for the committee and anybody else listening, this has been an absolutely monumental task. We are going from Fred Flintstone's car to a Ferrari. And this has not been without its pain points and controversy and bumps in the road. And just to set expectations, we can run trial after trial to make sure this thing goes smooth. But boy, I would just be amazed if we didn't, I mean, expect a hiccup. We can't, you can't anticipate absolutely everything. So when this goes live and you have, more than 1,000 employees, are there going to be a couple of rubs that occur? Yes, they are. And I promise it will be better next year. But to get from the drawing board and concept to actual, set the expectations that there's going to be a speed bump or two in this. We will work our way through it. But, from Roger's team and Sylvia's team and Joe Onzik's team, right down the line, and this has not been without consternation and headbutting and stuff like that. But just like any family, we're going to go through that as we try and onboard something new, and everybody has come together, and maybe the platform isn't as robust as we had originally anticipated, but gosh darn it, by next year, we'll have it smoothed out, and we are in really a great position on this. And enough said, but I mean, this has come together nicely. Roger, would you concur with that, or am I just hot air?
No, I think you'll be in much, better shape after you go through it one time, have the experience, you'll learn a lot, and by next year, we'll be able to automate even more. So, and get the better integrations. I think some of those things will be coming in the next year. We'll be able to get it tighter integrated to the New World system.
So I hate the adage, you don't know what you don't know, but in this particular case, we've got a think tank of people trying to come up with the questions that we anticipate. And the bottom line is, no matter how smart we think we are, we're not going to have every question, and somebody's going to come up and we're going to go, wow, we should have thought of that beforehand. That's okay. That's acceptable. We're within tolerance on that. So I thank everybody, and I think by the next time we meet, this will be up and running, correct?
Yes,
Right? Yeah.
yes, that is correct.
So we'll either be big smiles the next time we meet and talk about this, or gosh, swing and a miss, but we'll have something for it. So, okay. Anything on new business, Sylvia?
No.
Okay. Bill, can I get a motion to place reports on file? John, second. Roll call vote, please.
Allen? Aye. Farrell? Davis?
Davis, yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. We get a motion to move to executive session for 2 brief items. Bill, John? Probably have to have roll call for that as well.
Allen? Aye. Davis?
Davis, yes.
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 Mr. Chair, give me 1 minute to get the
No problem.
breakout room set up.
Sorry. That new fancy rack is just.
I have a picture of Jared Sanchez on my screen now.
And while we're waiting, again, for you and for Roger and Ricky, this room is just, wow. What you guys have done in a short period of time here has just been fabulous in terms of the sound system. Okay, are we back? All right. John, motion to adjourn. Bill, second. Is that a all in favor vote?
Yes, voice call.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone, for your time. Appreciate it.
If you're on the web conference with Zoom, you can stay on the conference. I'm going to restart the live stream, but you can stay on this conference. We'll get started with the administration committee in about 9 minutes.
How are you?
Was the new one,
Thank you so much. Cheat sheet was
the old one,
much appreciated.
the Fabian's guy. If I give it, would you like